Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. It's that time. It's time for the daily news. So let's kind of jump in and see what's going on today. Of course, it's Monday, a new week. Don't forget to spend your prize wall coins from the weekend event. You have about 22 hours at the time you're watching this, so do that. I guess let's get started with the new events going on. And of course, I got a glitch right there. It's right when I started recording, so whatever. Let's go back in. Um, yeah, so there's a showdown going on, but there's also an event tied to the showdown, the showdown for the wood shards. Actually, too, let me show you where I'm at for Smash, because I haven't done anything yet. Smash. I am 800 of 2,000. This is the start of, week 3? So I'm on pace to get about 1,600 shards, which would be kind of standard, a little bit better than I usually do, or have been, right? If it's a 4-week event, I can't remember if this is 4 or 5 week right off. That's my bad. But I'm at 800, and then for woods, I am at 772, right? So if you're curious where my main account Mherex is at, I recruited Smash already, and I am at like 2,250-ish wood shards, if you're curious about where Mherex is at. So that's where I'm at with those. So yeah, new week and all of that jazz. So we got this stand in awe showdown contest. Um, so you got 150,000 for your first tag loot coin, and then after that it's 15,000. If you have head of the table, OTC, not head of the table, tribal chief Roman, you can get 125,000 more points. Wyatt 6, you can get 125,000 more. Judgment Day, 125,000 more. And Ray Phoenix, 125,000 more. Don't miss more showdown tasks and a new loot for day 2 of the contest. So there will be more showdown tasks on day 2. So you will want to try and get all the showdown tasks done you can today and let your energy recharge, right? So there's that. Yeah. As far as this goes, typically on the free-to-play, I'll get nowhere near the gold chest, but on the way, there's some smash shards, and this is the one without the armory currency. The armory currency event usually starts Wednesday, so we have this 2-day event first. So it's mostly smash shards and some points. As far as the bonus milestones, they look a little bit better, maybe than recently, and maybe not amazing. Oh, that's 10,000 TP right there. There's 1,000 armory in the bonus right here. 2,000 right here. 50 smash shards, a bunch of TP. 3,000 in this one. At 6K, there's 4,000. But here, it's a Death Row Anniversary plate. This one is actually better than a JD drip plate on Macho Man. Attitude Era Macho Man, NWO Macho Man. Because you get 8 times 8 gems instead of 7 times 7. So slightly better there. And then at 8 million, we have a Royal Rumble plate. Of course, generally it's hard to get there, especially if you figure, at 15,000 points, let's just say, let's call it 3 million. So let's divide 3 million divided by 15,000. That's 200 pulls. So you're looking at $400 to get to here if you get to the 5 million mark. If you have enough whatever to get to the 6 million mark, then you only need 2 million points divided by 15,000. 133 pulls, so 3 megas, so $300. Yeah, if you want to get this, let's say it's 1.5 million. If you get to like in here, it's like 1.5 million. So yeah, that's like 100 pulls, so like $200. So yeah, it's super expensive. For the most part, these milestones tend not to be worth it for what it is, right? Wait for them to show up on a prize wall, spend on the weekend, get other stuff. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So maybe if you get farther, it might be worth it. You can do the math on that, but no reason to rush it, right? So anyway, that's that event. And what's going on with that. Otherwise, it's still just the same stuff. Armory, Solo, nothing new faction-wise. Oh, okay, apparently game is gonna red ring here. That's lovely. Well, you know, do 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 do. In other news, my I'm just gonna just yeah. My free to play got its first hype 3. I got enough people to hype 2 that I could take a hype someone hype 3. Actually, I have 2 hype 3s. And I was really lucky in that one of them is actually someone I use, and that is very good. Let's go talent. And it is Boss Man is hype 3. The other one I have at hype 3 is this doesn't really have anything to do with the news. Is R-Truth, the acrobat R-Truth. He's here somewhere. So yeah. Anyway, those are my first 2 hype 3s on the free to play. So I was happy about that. Anyway, that was it for events. So let's take a look at the tours. Of course, the Secret Harvest tours, you're going to want to, you got all week to work on those, so no big deal there. Victory tours, again, all week on those, so no big deal there if you have them. 2 days on the Gunther tours for the Mat is Sacred. Of course, you can get some wood shards in here, so you'll want to do those, some resources, etc. This week, Titans of Tag stuff. We have Striker on week 3 right here, which is JBL. He's also in the Backstage Pass. So that one should be very doable. JBL's pretty strong. So yeah, that one should be pretty doable. Big fan of that one, to be honest. SmackDown. CSS looks like solo Sokoa. Let's see if it's any solo or any. Yeah, any solo. Required contest. It is just Trickster solo. So yeah, that one, not as good, but you can use any SmackDown, so at least it's not horrible, even if you don't have the CSS. And then Raw week 3, obviously any Raw, or JD McDonough, much better CSS. A lot of you will have JD McDonough. I don't have him yet. If you don't have him though, Gunther is, usable, and a lot of people have him now, so not too bad for the week, for the tours, and then the reset of the Champs tour as well, so that's that. So yeah, that's it for the tours. Showdown is going on. It's bracketed. It's got the chests that aren't that great, so not worth spending for in my opinion, but it is a nice addition. I've made that distinction, to be honest, that these aren't worth spending for, but it is a really nice addition, and I'm glad they've done it, right? Because you have a chance to get posters and shards and skill plates, but it's mostly just low quantity shards and not much of anything else. Of course, that's the top league. If you're in my league, it looks way different. Still not bad. There's some decent stuff in there, a bunch of stuff I don't have. And, there's some, I think there's some skill plates too. Yeah, some skill plates, definitely not as as nice of stuff, but still some useful stuff in there. So I'll take it. All right. So it's much better than it was. It's just not really, in my opinion, worth spending for, right? Let's see if we have any. Nope, we don't have any Showboat, these thingamajiggies. As I get more, I'll start buying all Starfill frags. That's one thing, if you have an established account, you want to buy your Starfill frags daily. Yeah, so that's the Showdown event that's going on. And the also, let's go in here, because you get, not this button, there's a lot of wood shards, so you want to try and get as high on the Nodo as you can for this, to get all the wood shards you can, because as you climb, right, you're getting wood shards in armory currency, so it's important to do. You don't want to skip it. Use notoriety promoters if you have them. To be honest, I think that you should focus first on Showdown notoriety promoters before any other promoter. Maybe talk about that more in a separate video at some point, because I think it's worth talking about. So yeah, that's it for today. It's 2 days of Showdown and 2 days for this tour, and then of course daily speed tour. You want to do that, it's 2.5 times. Can't miss out on the 2.5 times. Big value there. So yeah, let's check the store. Bradshaw Backstage Pass, again, I do not mind these. I think they're pretty good value. Catch-up packs, whatever. I'm not particularly a fan of these. Yeah, that's what I got there. Elbow Fire Evo specials, that's a lot of tokens. I'm not and keys, I don't personally value these. I just get where I get with the free and And like I think these are mostly like whale kind of things, to be honest. As like a dolphin, these are things I don't really ever consider. You have the energy pack. It does come with pulls, but again, I don't really personally think it's worth it. But you can do you. Obviously, if you're gonna do it, $20 is much better. 7,000 TP. I think this is 40 million coin, although it's hard to tell. 7 pulls, 30 energy. So if you're gonna do it, it's much better to do that one. It's just more bang for your buck, but I'm not a fan of it. It is 40 million, they say right there. I'm just blind. Um, yeah, that looks like it. Let's see what we got new for loot today. As well as, so Armory, if you want to, I'll update you on Armory on the free-to-play. I'm at like 33,000 Armory loot for the MLC so far. I haven't spent any saving for the JD McDonough silver fuse there, so we'll hopefully get there. And do I have enough for a key pull? I do. Let's just do a skip all key pull. You guys can see if we get anything. What if I got Hornswoggle? That'd be crazy. Just saw him right there. I usually don't get anything good out of the briefcases, like super good, but sometimes it can happen, right? So it only takes once. And we are looking for, I don't know. Oh! Like I said, it only takes once. Rocker Sean? All right, let's freaking go. And Always Shine Naomi. Oh, yeah, very excited about the Rocker Sean. Incidentally, growing up, this was Mherex's favorite wrestler. Rocker Sean specifically. Some Cody shards, some Charlotte shards. Oh, let's go. Not a mark at all. I'll take the Naya shards for when I have to level her up, which will be one of these days. Anything else? Moss shards are useful too, actually, considering taking him to 6-star for his training ability. So those are nice shards, and Batista shards are welcome. More Moss shards. Yeah. Oh, Logan shards. Okay, cool. Could have used those earlier. Not bad at all, though, huh? Rocker Shawn Michaels joining the team. Let's go. Where was I? Oh, yeah, we're going to look at the loot today. But first, actually, I could have used her. She's required fairly often. I don't have Striker, and she's definitely better than Acrobat. Boy, Acrobat Naomi. Oh, did she get a rework or no? I don't think she did. If not, she needs one really bad of any kind. And Rocker Sean. That's kind of cool. I may have to level him up just for fun on this account. Not that I'm at a place where I can afford to do things just for fun yet, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie. Very happy about that. Okay. Alright, let's go. What's new today? Titans of Tag. This is the tag loot stuff. Generally, these aren't great, right? Featured 1%, so you're not going to hit a featured unless you do 100 pulls, and that's odds, no guarantee. Mega pull gets you 3 mega rares, 7 pull gets you super rares. So featured is great, but you're probably not going to hit it. I mean, great. I use the term. It's got some pretty good stuff in it. To be honest, it's pretty solid featured. But it's low odds of hitting it, and I suppose it's mostly weighted for these two and like these two, right? Although, you know, so mega rare, yeah, I get 3 of these. It's Howdy and Original Tribal Chief, but honestly, it's probably 3 sets of shards. You'll probably average about 150 to 200 shards total split between them, right? And then super rares if you're going for solo and McDonough shards, right? That's on your 7 pulls. On 7 pulls, you have a shot for those. Again, probably mostly weighted towards shards. I would imagine a decent amount more of McDonough shards. Very rare has some nice stuff at the top, and then gets less nice as you go. And then commons. Do we have any? Is this one is super diluted with like tons of decent shards? Oh, those were uncommons. My bad. Pretty standard, and yeah, a bunch of good shards that I don't think people usually pull, right? So it's the typical one of these, right? It's not exceptionally great or worth pulling for. You know, like I said already, looking at the pulls in the event structure, not really the time to spend in my opinion. You might as well just wait again for weekend, midweek, see what happens with the second midweek. They're not horrible loots, they're just not great. You know, they have the elite loots if you're gonna spend that give you chance of getting the month-long superstars and all that, so I'm not particularly a fan of that. The other thing to talk about here at the end is it's faction boss week apparently, and it's this looks to be set up for Smash since cross breaks do 200% more, black gems do 100% more, blast 200% more. That's been pretty standard. Boss is doing damage. He's got a shield, which is purple gems, so it's 100 purple gems. So purple gem breakers will be valued if you can't win turn 1. And what do we got? 25 gems into a mobile increases the boss damage, and freeze. So it's an unfreeze one, so you're going to want to bring unfreeze. And purple gem shield breaker, pretty standard, and then smash with the cross breaks will probably do pretty well for sure. And then your buffs are likely going to be black gems, cross break, and black, cross break, and blast. And usually those are like 200 for, they usually mirror it or have been lately. These could be as low as 100 though, but likely they're 200, 100, and 200. We don't know yet. I'll let you know when I know. So yeah, that's the boss. I'll do a boss breakdown later in the week for you guys once we see all the buffs come in and I do a little bit of testing for sure. But yeah, Smash should be pretty good because he's got a decent, what's his hardcores too? What do they do? Feature and countdowns make one random gem into black gem at the end of the countdown. It also increases his black gem damage on the hardcore. So I'm assuming it says Trickster, but it probably will be Acrobat unless they messed it up. And then you got the double axes, which is hardcore. If the opponent's style is defensive, you make multiply gems. So those two will probably come in quite handy, those moves, since those are his hardcores. So also, that's just a combo. Yep. So we'll see how it goes. I haven't looked really at Smash in depth or anything, so I can't say for sure he's going to be a good or bad carry or neither. But it does look like it ticks a bunch of his boxes, so he'll probably be at least decent. So yeah, that's what I got for today's news. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and remember to like, subscribe, and share because that really helps me out. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck out there. It'll be an interesting boss. I'm looking forward to digging into it and looking at it. See what I think about Smashy Smash and other options.